and you look around, Tantalizing Tony is nowhere to be found. We don't know where he at, but hopefully he'll pop on in. But we do got some guests for this SummerSlam prediction show. I'm gonna start with the man right on side of me. You know, I started doing podcasts with him when he had his show, the VK Jones Show. He went off to Mississippi and did his thing. Now he's in North Carolina. Everybody, I present to you, Vashawn VK Jones. What's happening, my man?
What's going on, man? SummerSlam weekend. It's a pleasure to be back on again. You know what I'm saying? But like I always said, I'm proud of what you're doing. You're really growing into the business, and anything you need, I'm there, man. But it's good to be here today.
Man, I'm glad you back on the show today. Yesterday I could not hear this man at all, and then we're doing sound checks, and I still couldn't hear this man. And then all of a sudden, poof! By the praise of God, I hear my man VK. And our other special guest for the day, a guy I've known for several years now, going back to WrestleMania 30. All right?
Mm-hmm.
He is the admin of MVS Roundtable. Yes, he is.
Goddamn right.
I present to you my main man, Trohan. What's happening, my brother?
What's good? What's good? Glad to be back since the first episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Glad to be back.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. You know, we got SummerSlam. Oh man, we got a fight in the NBA game right now. We got a fight.
Ooh. I'm just looking at that now. Oh man.
We talk about SummerSlam, you heard me? Look at that. Tyreek Evans and look like Chris Middleton was going. No, not Chris Middleton. Marvin Williams. Oh, bro. We starting off the summer off right, you heard me?
And this ain't a surprise, man. The first couple games, they kind of chipping with that series, bro. So this is not surprising.
Hey, this is what playoff basketball is all about. Oh.
I forgot the playoffs were on right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the replay now. What happened is, they went at it after a rebound.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Man.
And I think he knocked out a coach out the way or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you don't want to test. You don't want to test Marvin Williams. Marvin Williams been through a lot in life, man. Straight up.
That's true. That is true. Who was that he punched some years ago? He snuck somebody years ago. Right.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah. All right. So we doing the prediction show for SummerSlam. Let's go ahead and get right to it. We're going to start off with the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Trohan, I will let you go first.
It's a toss-up for me, but I have to say Drew's keeping that title. He's keeping it. I don't see Randy taking it. I think Edge is going to come out of nowhere as the show's titled. You never see it coming. Well, I'm seeing Edge coming. I just don't know how. I don't see Drew dropping that title. Not to Randy. Not to him.
Ooh, I like your prediction, especially with the Edge thing. VK, what you got?
I'm really surprised you're starting off with probably the main event of the SummerSlam, but however you want to start the show. But it's all good. Trying to get the ratings up. I got you, bro.
There you go.
I got you. But I like this match, and I'm glad, and I'm going to piggyback what Tony said before. You needed somebody to challenge Drew, and we just know it was going to be a little while to somebody to step up, and he did on save Randy Orton. So he's the guy right now, and I really think the storyline has been really good. The return of the Legend Killer has been awesome.
Yes.
Has been really, really awesome. So, but I'm thinking this is going to be a great match and everything. I love what Drew's been doing. He's been having a great run, but I really think Randy is going to win this title. I think Randy wins the title, but Edge will come out of nowhere, spear him, and it's going to set up something for the next pay-per-view. And I wouldn't be surprised. It might be a triple threat down the line.
Ooh.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Well, the Legend Killer has returned, and I'm loving everything that they're doing with the Legend Killer. I love everything. It's bringing back memories to almost 11 years ago. Troy, you was at WrestleMania 25.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Legend Killer in full effect. Even though he didn't beat Triple H, but still, he was beating people before that, known as the Legend Killer. And right now, I think the title changes hands tonight. Also, I don't want to see the title change,
You mean
but I'm
tomorrow?
think. Yes, I'm sorry. Tomorrow, yes, sir. Yes, NXT 30 is on my mind a little bit, but yes, the title changes hands tomorrow night. I don't want to see it. I want to see Drew go on a longer run, but I think they're going to give Drew, if they're going to allow fans back at WrestleMania. I think Drew wins the belt again at WrestleMania, becoming a two-time WWE champion or a Universal champion. I think they're going to give him that much respect. Hey, let's give you your moment at least. I think Randy gets the belt tonight, and that's going to set something down the line for him versus Edge. Maybe we see Edge interfere after the match. We'll see. But coming to the stage, late as usual, here he is, the one, the only, Tantalizing Tony Levin. There he is, Tantalizing. He showed up. He's here.
I called it. I told you he was gonna make a grand entrance.
They ejecting both players?
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
No.
sir.
No. No.
He can't hear me?
I can't hear him.
Oh no.
So wait, you swapped out VK for Tony this time?
No, because I heard VK. I hear Trohan. Now Tony comes in. I can't hear Tony.
Wow.
Wow. Oh no.
Hey, we all right.
Tony, I hear you perfect.
Y'all can hear this man. Y'all can hear him.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, my apologies. I was up all night. I had insomnia. I went to bed at 9 this morning. Woke up again. I laid down and I looked at the clock at 1:30. I decided to get up and get ready for the stream. And I don't know what happened. I just put my head back on the pillow. Like, oh my God. So my apologies. But I'm here and I hear you talking about Randy and Drew.
I mean, you're up next, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we're
there
talking
we go.
about Drew versus Randy. Trohan says Drew wins. Me and VK says Randy's winning. Your turn.
So I'm going to foreshadow something that I saw on the network. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre working out in the ring together with the titles, and and I already foreshadowed that Keith Lee was going to lose his title. I think Drew's losing his as well. I think Randy Orton's going to be a 14-time champion. I think they want to take the strap away from Drew for a few reasons. One reason being that it's getting a little stale without any fans in the ring, in the arena, and they want to make a change. And I think Drew chasing Randy for a little while might be better for business, as well as Edge coming back, maybe to take that title away from Randy Orton. So my pick is Randy's gonna win it, man. RKO.
That was interesting. I think that's interesting in itself. I guess it's three out of four. And it makes sense for Randy to win it. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense, all the sense in the world for him to win and everything else. Now, Drew, and I agree with you, Jared, that I think Drew gonna get it back. If it ain't Mania, it'll be between Survivor Series or the Rumble. But he's gonna get it back.
What did VK say? Randy's gonna win? Not VK, Tony. What did Tony say?
Yeah, he said Randy.
Oh, Tony said Randy. He going with Randy.
He going Randy also. So.
Yeah, he's going with Randy.
All right. So if Drew wins this, Trohan's gonna let us have it. He gonna let us have it.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
He gonna let us have it. Yes, indeed. All right. So now, Universal Championship match. This has gotten kind of exciting, to be honest with you, with the whole Braun going heel now, and even being bold enough to go call out the Fiend, attack the Fiend, all that good stuff as you saw on Smackdown last night. I'm gonna go ahead and start this off first. we are getting a new Universal Champion tonight, everybody. It's time for this belt to get off of Braun.
Tomorrow, Jared. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes,
Today's
tomorrow.
Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Wow, man.
Twice. Jesus, twice. Tomorrow. It is time for this belt to get off of Braun and to go back to its rightful holder, who should have never lost it in the first place, to Goldberg. The Fiend will win. I don't care what he does. Mystical, magical, death-defying, haunting. I don't care. The Fiend is coming out with that Universal title. VK, what's your prediction?
Well, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Now, all I'm gonna say is this: it's about damn time, and I really think Bray is gonna win it. And I agree with you, Jerry. He shouldn't. They never should have took the strap off him. And I really think Bray has been just outstanding with his character of the Fiend, and also doing the Firefly Funhouse, which has been the most funniest thing I've seen in a long, long time. And I've seen some funny stuff in the WWE, but what they're doing is ridiculous, and it's so funny. And especially with the match he did against Cena, was just like, it was an epic production with that, big time. So, but I think, Braun has been a good champion, very decent champion, but now you got to put it back on Bray. So it's Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, with the title.
You say decent champion, and I say a boring champion. Nobody want to see Braun, in my opinion. As
Well,
champion.
but you have to think about this. Braun worked his way to get it, and Braun should have been champion.
That's
so,
it. Ben,
so
yes.
it's just a fact. He should have been champion. So it was his due for him to have that title. So it's just the fact that I think it might have came at the wrong time, but it was just the fact Braun was due to have a title, and that's what it was. I'm saying decent, because I'm not saying he's an awesome champion, but he done a decent job as champ, but now the run is over. The run is over tonight. The run is over tomorrow.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't have no disagreement with it. All I'm going to say is this. Braun was not even on the WrestleMania card. He was not even going to be a part of WrestleMania. But I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, should have been champion when he was over. That has died. And it's just like, my opinion. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, y'all just got a little taste of how me and VK used to do it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Going back at it. But, Trohan, what you got, my brother?
Well, it's easy. The Fiend. I've said that since the beginning of this feud.
Yeah.
I told you since the beginning, you're going to see every part of Bray Wyatt. The Fiend's going to take it. And now that I think it's officially a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yeah.
So Falls Count Anywhere inside the Thunderdome. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, we already see how far they went to the loading dock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is classic WWE 2K, whichever. It's probably going to start out the ring, end up backstage somewhere. And then, who knows? But Fiend's coming out with the title. Hands down. I mean.
Cool deal. Tony.
So y'all know my
So you can hear him now.
Oh. No. So y'all know my feelings about Braun Strowman and being the champion. I never thought he deserved the title. You guys might disagree. I'm not saying the guy didn't work hard. I'm not saying the guy isn't, a good talent. He's not a good big man. I'm just saying, for me personally, I never thought he should have that title because it just didn't fit him. It just didn't. No feud he ever got into was worth it to me. I think maybe the only feud he ever had that he showed some promise was him against Lesnar. I never liked him versus Roman. And I can't wait till the Fiend knocks this monster among men back to obscurity. And we see the guy who should have held the title and never lost it to that geriatric Goldberg. So I picked the Fiend to win this title back and set everything back to the way it should be. Let Jared know.
Jared, Tony was saying that, basically the Fiend, basically Strowman didn't deserve the title in the first place, and at the same time, he's more of a geriatric Goldberg more than anything else. So plain and simple, they're gonna put the title right back to where it belongs. That's Bray Wyatt.
Cool. And man, the Fiend, one of the best characters in the WWE, like we talked about yesterday, and it's the right move to make, to have the Fiend have this belt and let him go on a good little run. I don't care if you're going to run to a WrestleMania, to be honest with you, but it's the right move to make. Moving along now. So, we have both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship up on the line. Asuka is going to battle for both of them, but the first matchup will be against Bayley for the Women's Championship of SmackDown. Trohan, you can start us off.
You start with the SmackDown one first?
Yes.
Asuka. Hey, I like what they're doing with Bayley and Sasha. I like it. But it's time. It's time for her to finally lose that belt. It's time. 350-something days, Brad?
We're not there yet. We like at
No.
they
310. No, they're at 350.
That's the total days. Total?
Total?
Total. Yeah, but the run now is like 310.
Well, it's time. It's time. It's time for Asuka to get the SmackDown title. It's time.
Okay.
Somebody got to lose, and I think Bayley has to be first. Since she held the title the longest, she has to be the first one.
Okay.
Cut and dry.
VK.
Well, this matchup here, there's gonna be something here with these two, Bayley and Asuka. I can understand where Chohan's coming from with this one. And like I said on the comments, and I'm gonna elevate it. This is basically the female version of what happened to Seth Rollins about a year ago when he had to defend the title against Cena, the U.S. title against Cena, and the heavyweight title against Sting.
That's 5 years ago. 5.
5 years. It's 5?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe the years that went by.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 years. 5 years ago? Well,
5 years ago.
5 years ago. I'm sorry. 5 years ago. But this is a female version of it. This is the sequel, the long-awaited sequel, but on the female side. And I tell you, Asuka might win one of those titles, maybe. And I think it's gonna be this one. I think she'll beat Bayley, but don't be surprised. Bayley will get it back because I'm believing what Jared and Tony been saying with Bayley and Sasha. Continue this run until WrestleMania. They lose the tag titles, and then all of a sudden, title for title, same night. I'm believing it too, because that'd be probably one of the biggest epic things maybe ever in WrestleMania history. It will top that triple threat match a couple years ago.
Tantalizing. What you got, brother?
Okay, I think he's whispering.
I can't hear him, but I see his point.
I see his point. I can't hear you either.
Nobody.
No, he's saying he's going with Bayley over Asuka.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now?
Bayley's going to beat Asuka.
Yeah, we got you now.
I was on mute. That was my bad. I was talking to my daughter. So we got Asuka going against Bayley and Sasha. Bayley for the SmackDown title. I think Bayley's going to hold on to this.
Oh, okay, that's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're going to find a way to keep the title on.
Oh, no,
Jared, Brett,
And
you got Retribution on the podcast, on the show now?
I think so, bro. I think so.
I believe.
Oh, no.
We back, though. We back.
Okay.
We back.
Now do you hear Tony?
I can't hear Tony.
I believe that It's going to be some kind of chicanery, of course. You got the golden role models, and they'll find a way to help Bailey hold the title. So I think Bailey holds it. Bailey.
All right. So what did he say?
What
Did he say?
Tony's going to go with? Tony's going with Bailey because of the fact that Bailey wants to. He believes Bailey's going to continue to run, and then on top of that, he feels like some chicanery, some kind of interference is going to happen, but Bailey's going to still hold on to the title.
All right. He says Bailey. My turn. I am with Tony. Tony is correct. Bailey is holding on to the title. I still believe that Sasha's going to come out and help her friend in some type of way retain that belt. And we got to remember this, fellas. Yesterday, I got my shirt. We have all the gold. Bailey dough straps, 2 belts, Banks. I got my shirt yesterday. If one of them, especially, let's say right now, if Bailey lose that belt, throw that shirt in the trash right now. It was a waste of merchandise too early. Too early. Okay? I know somebody going to say something about New Day. New Day had multiple titles already. This is something different with these 2 women. I'm sticking with Bailey with the help of Sasha. Now, on to the Raw Women's Championship. That's Sasha Banks versus Asuka. I'll start with you again, Trohan.
Okay.
Tro?
I don't know if he's frozen or not. Trohan? Might be frozen.
He's frozen.
He's going to try and come back.
Yeah, he's going to try to come back. Go ahead, VK.
Well, that should be another great match. Battle of the submissions between both Asuka and Sasha Banks. And, the biggest thing and the biggest factor is Sasha Banks. I think she's lost, 4-5 straight matches on pay-per-view? Major pay-per-views?
Who, Sasha?
And, yeah, I think it was WrestleMania's the streak or something.
The WrestleMania streaks. 5, yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
But, Sasha has been trying to come up and try to win some big matches. And right now, Sasha's on a run, man. She's on a big-time run. And I think she's going to stay with it. And I wouldn't be surprised it'll come down to Asuka. And I ain't going to lie, it'll come down to this. Asuka will probably have Banks beat. Have her in an Asuka lot, but somewhere, somehow, something crazy happens. Sasha Banks pulls the Banks statement on her, and that's it. Sasha Banks still wins.
I'm going to say this, bro. When Sasha had the Raw title previous times, it was only for 2 weeks max.
Right.
And she lost the belt. That was to Charlotte Flair or Alexa Bliss.
Right.
They cannot do Sasha wrong like this tonight. No way. You have to let Sasha be able to defend that belt. You have to. Even if Bailey interferes, Sasha has to win. Hands down. My money is on Sasha Banks. Tantalizing one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I got to agree with the Golden Role Models both holding on to their titles because there's no way they're going to make these shirts for them and take the title that quick. Plus, Sasha got to defend. She got to hold title a little longer. They got to run with this Golden Role Model thing a little longer because it's hilarious and it's money right now. So I say Bailey interferes in Sasha, Sasha interferes in Bailey, and Asuka gets screwed twice in the same night.
Whoa, man, that's tough. Tony said Sasha holds on with the title, and some way, somehow, Bailey's gonna help. So Sasha gets screwed, Asuka gets screwed twice. So and they said he mentioned about the merchandise too. He said the merchandise got to keep going, the money's got to still keep rolling in. And I respect what Tony's saying on that one. I'm gonna say this, I understand that the merchandise got to keep going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, That's why I'm going with Asuka against Bailey because the fact that it is, you can still keep the merchandise going because, like I said, Bailey's gonna get that title back. So
if that happens, she got to get it back quickly.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And you got to think, like the next pay-per-view is what after this one. I think it's Payback.
Payback, but that's for the tag team belts.
Right, but still, they might have to wind up going against each other then. I wouldn't be surprised that happens, or maybe before then. So I think she'll get it back sooner than you think if Bailey loses the strap. But I wouldn't be surprised either way happens.
No doubt, no doubt. Moving on. Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm going to go first with this one. You know, I'm putting my money on Seth Rollins to actually win this match. And I have my reasons. Yeah, I think Ray's going to get involved. Yeah, I think Buddy Murphy's going to get involved. It's a street fight. There's no DQ. But to have Dominic go straight to the main roster and doesn't have much ring experience. Yeah, we see him do a little practice. You know, we saw him do 619 and all that. We've seen all that. But I really think Dominic is going to go to NXT. I think this is just to introduce him to the world and then bring him down to NXT. I think Seth wins. Don't know how. We'll see. But Seth Rollins is winning this street fight, and then I think Dominic goes to NXT. Tantalizing.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, and there's no way that they're gonna give Dominic Mysterio a win over Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. If they do, that's crazy. But I also agree with Jared. They need to send Dominic's ass to NXT to get the experience he needs before he makes the jump to the main roster on a regular basis. I always hate when you bring your family members in, and because of the name recognition, they get a push too quickly. And this is one of those cases for me. I like Dominic. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, he'll always be tied to Eddie Guerrero, and I like the kid, but he's just not ready for any kind of main event status yet. So I think Seth Rollins, and maybe if you see the Authors of Pain come back somehow, AOP might come back tonight because they've been off TV for a while. So maybe we'll see them come back and neutralize Rey Mysterio.
Tony said that that's pretty much is going to be all Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to do what he has to do. But he said I wouldn't be surprised if Rey Mysterio interferes. But not just that, there might be a return, and they might be having the return of AOP coming back to a pay-per-view and stuff like that since he's been off of TV for a while. So he's gonna go with Seth. He's gonna go with Seth on this one.
That's what I'm talking about.
And yeah, and with me, I'm gonna say this. I agree with the intimacy of what y'all saying about Dominic Mysterio needs to go to NXT, get some work in. I understand that, but certain times, certain things with certain storylines, you gotta have some kind of a good ending. And to me, and I hate to say this, I've seen Dominic Mysterio in action a little bit. Go back 3 years ago on Lucha Underground. He was a part of a storyline with Rey. And with that experience alone, and think about it, Lucha Underground is one of the best underground shows I've seen in a while. If it was besides NXT, I watch NXT a lot, but besides that, Lucha Underground I was hooked on. I haven't watched it in a while, but I love Lucha Underground. But I really think his experience alone, and I think the redemption factor after what happened to his father, I'm going with the upset. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio for this victory. I'm really going with it because of the fact certain storylines, you got to have some kind of a good ending. Now, the big edge goes to Seth on this one, the experience alone. But I really think if you want a good story ending, you got to give Dominic the win. It's not really give him, but make him earn it. But I think Dominic wins just because of storyline alone.
A good point. Good point. Very good point. Even though I don't see it, but it's a good point. Good point.
Yeah, you might not see it, which I understand. I wouldn't be surprised it would be a straight mugging more than
Uh-huh.
anything else, but at the same time, I keep on thinking about we seeing a whole lot of storylines, even with first time or first year wrestlers or whatever, and rivalry and something good like this. What you always try, one or two things gonna happen. You're gonna have a good ending or you're gonna have a bad ending. Which one of the two is gonna happen? So I'm just going with what might make sense in the storyline. But it could go the other way because it might be a mugging. So, but I'm hoping Dominic will come out there if he shows some kind of ring skills from the jump. Man, this gonna be a hell of a match. So, but we'll see. But if we see some mistakes early, it could be a slaughter.
All right. Moving on to the United States Championship match, Apollo Crews versus MVP. I'm about to start this one off. Be prepared to see all of the Hurt Business. Be prepared to see Mustafa Ali, Ricochet. Be prepared to see Cedric Alexander. They're all going to get involved some type of way. And when it's all said and done, Apollo Crews will still be your United States heavyweight champion. He will defeat MVP. MVP is gold with what he's doing as far as on the mic, still getting the ring in wrestling, got his own stable. He's gold. Does MVP need the U.S. championship? No. Put that on Shelton Benjamin or somebody or Bobby Lashley, even though we all say Bobby Lashley should be going for the WWE championship. So I don't see MVP winning this match. I see Apollo Crews staying as champion. Tantalizing one. What you got, my brother?
So, I had no interest in this match. I have no interest in it. I'm over the whole Apollo Crews trying to push him, and MVP doesn't need a title. So that being said, I think MVP will lose. I think Apollo will retain, but I think Cedric Alexander joins the Hurt Business tonight. I think that Cedric joins the Hurt Business, and then I think we see Cedric and Apollo get into a feud.
That sounds very, very interesting. Tony said that he said he's gonna go. He says he's not interested in the match. He's not really has a good interest in it. He knows that MVP doesn't really need the title. He's kind of tired of Apollo with the run, but at the same time, he feels Apollo will win, retain the title. But Cedric Alexander is going to turn and he's going to join the Hurt Business and it will start a rivalry.
Okay. I can see how that's happening from Raw. All right. What you got, VK?
Well, I really think this matchup, I wouldn't be surprised somebody will turn. Especially with Tony. I think I can agree with Tony with Cedric Alexander turning himself, but at the same time, I think he'll turn. It'll be him or Ricochet, one of the two. But I think it's gonna be some way, somehow, some interference. And I gotta go with a bold prediction on this one. And new US champion MVP. They went against each other twice. And Crews won them both. Usually somebody wins, they go against each other 3 times, and the person wins twice, they gotta give the other guy the third match. And that usually happens. I would go with Crews, but I got a sick feeling that, like I said, I agree with Tony. Somebody's gonna turn. It's probably gonna be Cedric Alexander or Ricochet, but it will interfere and it's gonna cost Crews the title. MVP is the new US champ.
MVP new champion. Okay. Tony, you there?
And I wouldn't be surprised it's gonna be a short time. I don't think MVP's gonna have it for long.
Okay. Tony, go ahead and speak.
Can you hear
Good,
me in
Tony?
this one?
I hear you now. I hear you, Tony. I hear you
All
loud
right,
and
Tony.
clear. VK says MVP will be the new champion.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I switched phones.
I see that. Uh-oh. Everybody coming back. Trohan coming back. Speak, Tro.
Yo, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I hear everybody. I think I hear an echo, I think, coming from Tony, the way his
Yeah, I
headset
got
is
rid of
set. All right, cool.
I had to
All
switch
right,
from my desktop to my phone just to finally get on.
I got you. So, Trohan, we're on MVP versus Apollo Cruz. What you got?
Yeah,
Oh,
this doesn't fit.
Stay,
Did I miss
true.
anything after Bailey and I?
I'm gonna go back to you with that one. But what you got with MVP and Cruz?
Oh.
Shake things up, you know, give some more prestige to the Hurt business. I
Okay,
wouldn't mind seeing MVP West title again, personally.
okay.
Especially the new.
So, okay. So Trohan and
Siobhan.
VK say MVP. Me and my co-host, we sticking together. We going with Apollo Cruz. Now we're gonna let Trohan catch up. Um, I think Sasha and Oscar. We all said Sasha's gonna win that. What you got?
Sorry,
Yeah, Sasha and Oscar.
sorry, Jared. I know that's your bed and everything, bro. But I'm thinking Oscar two belts, whatever they say in their native language. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, bro. But,
Damn you, Tro.
I'm sorry.
Damn you, bro.
I'm sorry, but
Oscar two belts. Wow.
Oh man. And who did you have for Bailey versus Oscar? You said Bailey? Yeah, to the two belts. Yeah, definitely Bailey. Yeah. All right. Moving along. The Raw Tag Team Championships. The Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Tantalizing. I'm gonna start with you.
So this is a match that I really wasn't into Garza or Andrade. I didn't like them as a team. I like Andrade as a single. I wish they would somehow break him away with Selena and put him on his own run. But I think the team is sort of gelled, especially with the whole poisoning thing and with Bianca. But I think that the Street Profits are going to drop the titles tomorrow. I think that Garza and Andrade, but with some kind of interference from Selena Vega, they're gonna get screwed. Maybe this I don't even know if you can call it a feud between her and Bianca. Bianca just has her outmatched, but I just think maybe you have Street Profits chase them for a while, or you give you got other tag teams that deserve shots like the Viking Raiders and So I think they're gonna drop it tonight. I think the Street Profits tomorrow. I think Street Profits gonna drop the titles tomorrow.
Trohan, what you got?
I'm sticking with the Street Profits. I'm sticking with them, not deviating at all. Street Profits going strong. I don't see them dropping to an Andrade, not them. Other teams, yes, not them too. I think the shift between Garza and Andrade is going to finally take place, but not with them. They keeping the title.
All right. VK.
Okay. You must hear Tony now, right? I'll be hearing Tony. You hearing Tony now?
I hear everybody. I hear everybody.
Good. Then we good then. All
Yeah.
right. Now this tag team match, this was actually a good tag team match more than anything else. This is a good matchup because we know how talented, we know how good Street Profits is, but we just know that Andrade and Angel Garza presents a real good matchup against him. You know what I'm saying? Them and the Viking Raiders was pretty good in itself, but this is a better matchup. And I think the storyline has been real good with Zelina Vega and also with the EST of WWE now. You know what I'm saying? What's her name?
Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair. Yeah, Belair. So it's been a good rivalry with these two. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Andrade and Garza, they've been kind of beefing, but now I think what a time for them two to finally come back together. And I think tomorrow night's gonna be the night. I think Andrade and Angel are gonna win the titles. Street Profits, I like them. They've been having a good run and a long run. This was probably as long as the New Days. This was a long run for them. And I think it ends tomorrow. Andrade, Angel Garza with maybe a little help. There's going to be definitely some help from Zelina some way, somehow. But I give a lot of credit to Zelina Vega. She's doing an amazing job as a manager. And I mean, there's not too many of them in this industry. You know what I'm saying? Because we just had a Hall of Fame, and they honored I think they honored Sherry Martel, I believe, and I think they honored somebody else as a manager and stuff like that as well. I think somebody recently, I forgot who it was, but there's not too many manager valets these days, and Zelina Vega is really killing it right now, and she had to go through so much to get where she is.
Yeah.
So to me, I think Andrade and Angel Garza, they win the titles. They're taken away from Street Profits. A great run for the Street Profits. I wouldn't be surprised that might be a little bit of a rivalry, but I think the next team that's going to step up is probably the Viking Raiders more than anything else. But I was hoping to God that would have been a great time for Ricochet and Cedric to try to make a run. So, but we'll see what happens.
I would love for Ricochet and Cedric to get a run, but it ain't gonna happen against the Street Profits. It ain't gonna happen. And as much as I would like to see the Street Profits retain as champions, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all. The Street Profits are dropping the belts tomorrow, to Andrade and Angel Garza. I'm with Tony. I like Angel Garza and Andrade better as solo competitors. I really do. I like those guys. I like Humberto. I wish he and Aleister Black were on TV more. They're not on TV enough. So, with that being said, I think they're getting Angel Garza and Andrade are getting the belts. Nothing you could do about it. Street Profits had their run, and they'll have another run. Especially with Montez Ford doing promos. He's pretty gold with it. But as of right now, that run ends tomorrow night. Garza and Andrade are the new Raw Tag Team Champions.
And I'm gonna say this, Jerry, right quick, for you move on about Humberto. He's a great wrestler, man, and he's really, really good, really talented. I just wish and hope to God, to be honest with you, because I got a feeling they're gonna drop the ball with him. I wish they could put him in NXT. Because if they put him in NXT, Humberto would definitely be in a title picture in the North American or the NXT Championship. Because this boy can go, man. He can go. And I like what they're doing with him. I'm just hoping they don't drop the ball, but I wish he can go to NXT.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. I totally agree with you on that. All right. So we're going to go down to the last topic, and that is going to be Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. I'm going to go first with this one. So this was supposed to be a hair versus hair match. And as we all know, last weekend, man, you hungry, bro? You stuffing your face down and are we doing a show? Come on, bro.
I'm sorry. Continue.
But we all know what happened with Mandy and Sonya with this crazy guy that drove over how many miles? I think over 400 miles.
456 miles.
456 miles. Found out where Mandy lives. Got into a Sonya Deville. Well, Mandy was there, but Sonya Deville, correct. Got inside a gated community. Got to her house and stood at the back patio on the porch. Mandy heard noise. And then we all know from there, Sonya. Sonya ran and got Mandy, and they ran for cover, and the cops came and arrested the guy. So I think somebody is having some type of trauma from this. Somebody is. Because the match changed from a hair versus hair to a loser leaves WWE. And I don't think they're going to leave WWE forever. I think it's going to be a period of time until one of them feels as if, all right, I'm over this situation now. I'm going to go ahead back. Somebody is having some trauma from this. Understandably so. A guy stalked you, drew Instagram, said this and this, and then drove to your house. It was on your back porch / back patio. Yeah, somebody's having some trauma. But to get to the match, Mandy Rose is winning this match. I don't see Mandy Rose being the one taking time off. This guy came for Sonya Deville. He came for her. He was in her DMs on Instagram. He drove those miles for her. And he was going to kill her. The dude had mace. He had a knife. Bruh, how crazy.
A knife taped up at that.
Taped up, yeah. How crazy, man. Jesus. So,
wow.
Yeah, I think Sonya is taking this pretty hard. Understandably so. Sonya loses the match, takes some time away to get right. Mandy wins. VK, you go ahead, man.
Whew, man. To be honest with you on this one, and I heard about the Sonya Deville thing, I had a feeling that we was definitely going to talk about this because when I seen the report and I seen the news package about it, I was like, unbelievable. To me, and I hate to say this, and I'm going to definitely put a criticism on WWE. They've done a disservice on this. This match should not ever happen. This match should have been dropped from the card. Because plain and simple, Sonya Deville has experienced something really, really bad in itself, and she was frightened and afraid. So, and she's still like going through trauma over this. She needs to be somewhere in counseling right now to deal with this stuff. And I understand that WWE had, but sometimes, once in a while, we done already seen matches drop off the card because of injuries and all that stuff and whatever. What's the difference between that and this? This is critical. And to me, the WWE ought to be ashamed of itself. This should not have been on the card. Drop the match. Drop the match because of the fact of the matter is that she's been through too much. But I'm going to agree with you, Jerry. Mandy's going to win this. This is too obvious because Sonya needs to take some time off after what she did been through.
Trohan, I see you back. We talking about Mandy and Sonya Deville matchup. We talked about the incident regarding Sonya and Mandy was staying the night over there.
Mm-hmm.
and we talk about how this match changed from hair versus hair to an loser leaves WWE. I said, Sonya is gonna be the one leaving because this is like trauma to her. VK says Sonya's leaving us. VK said Sonya leaving also, and VK also made a great point that this match between Sonya and Mandy should have been pulled off the card due to what happened to both of them. So, what are your thoughts about this?
Putting the match off the card, they could have done.
I think we're losing Tro again. Tro? I think we lost Tro again.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
I think we lost Tro again.
She's trying to talk, but
yeah, it's
no,
breaking
up.
up. It's
Connection
breaking
issues.
Can you hear me?
All right, go ahead. Yeah, start over. Go ahead, we hear you.
Okay. Well, like I said, as far as canceling a match, if it's something that Mandy and Sonya want to do, I'm sure they would have done it. But since those two put so much time into this, I don't think they wanted it to end.
Oh boy.
Dang.
So I'm gonna piggyback off that.
Go ahead, Chief.
So and because I was gonna definitely agree, I definitely appreciate VK's take on it, but I think that one thing I know about Triple H is that where Vince McMahon lacks any kind of empathy and any kind of
I'm gonna make this short.
any kind of moral fortitude, I think Triple H covers that. I'm pretty sure they talked to Sonya on the side, said, look, this is totally up to you on what you want to do. Because there's no way Sonya, if she didn't want to, would not be in this match. You got to realize something about Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is competitive, and she loves the business, and she wants to be women's champion one day. And right now is the best time for her because she is on point gimmick-wise.
Yes.
On the mic, everything. She looks brutal. She looks legitimate. So for her to finish this match is a testament to her as a professional. And it's a perfect way to take her off TV because she's going to lose. Because what they're going to do is she does want to take some time off because she wants to make sure this guy gets put behind bars and he got no friends and she got the proper security. And you got to realize this as well. She probably is worried about everybody else's safety as well because they moved to the Amway Center. They're somewhere different, so now they're traveling in a different location, different places. They don't know who's following her, who this guy's friends are. So she gonna say, you know what? Let's tie this storyline up with a ribbon. Loser leaves, I'll leave. She'll probably go in a couple months, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then they might bring her back as a face. And you gotta realize the fans going to be behind her because they're going to miss her because right now the storyline's hot.
Yeah.
There's been nothing wrong with this entire storyline. It's been perfect between her and Otis, between the lying and with Ziggler and this and cutting the hair and even when they're backstage, the fights look brutal. They look real.
Real. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because they got such good chemistry and they're such good friends. Gotta realize they weren't tough enough together. So they know each other well. They weren't tough enough. So Sonya loses, and I give her applause for that, for doing this way. And I tell you, WrestleMania might be Sonya's moment because I think they're gonna put the strap on her somewhere down the road because she's gonna be hot like fire. You gotta use this. You gotta use a real life situation that's bad and turn in your favor. So I think, tonight Mandy wins, of course, which she deserves to close the storyline up. Sonya leaves, and down the road we see her come back strong.
All right, Trohan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear Trohan? All right, they can hear you, Trohan. Go ahead and say what you were saying before we lost you.
Pretty much, Tony pretty much said exactly what I was going to say. I mean, those two, you want it to end this way. That way, who knows? In a few months, Raw Rumble, she comes out, surprises people, and then go from there. Because of some idiot, we will not know what the hell was next. We don't know.
Right. I'm gonna say this, Jared. On behalf of Trohan and everyone else, we remember early in the week in the MVS group that they had. I don't know if it was early in the week or early last week that they had an article about changing the rules about meeting WWE
Yeah.
superstars, female superstars, and stuff like that. Especially about the closeness and all that. Look at what happened days later. Look at that. Because of an idiot like this is why those rules have kicked in now. Because of moments like this. Moments like that imbecile to me who don't have a life. How in the world you drive 450 something miles away for and I'm not gonna say what I want to say, like how you gonna for a woman like how you gonna for a piece of tail. I hate to say it like that, but you know what I'm saying, like a one like you know how some men just go overboard and be stalking for a piece of tail or sometimes for that certain female that they love and he was obsessive too. Like
Very.
one female? Like, do you have a job? Do you have a life? But to me, the only and I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Oh no.
I think the fact of the matter is, I think he's been through something in his life mentally that he's just going nuts like this to be obsessed with one female. Out of all the females in the world, one dog, and you're gonna drive all the way to Florida to just go and try to kill her? Not just stalk her, to kill her. That means that you must have had a hard life or you went through something mentally, bro. Because, dog, everything is not all there in that guy's mind. Not at all, bro. That's nuts. And that's why they got those rules now more than ever. So all the people in NVS, all the male NVS members who like female wrestlers and stuff, this is an example why the rules then came up now. And sometimes things get a little bit too far with rules, but now I can really understand why, because you got idiots like that.
True.
Poor Trohan.
Boy.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
You pretty much said it for me. VK and Tony pretty much said everything I was trying to say. Thank y'all.
No problem, man. No problem.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I wanted to keep it short in case the connection got off on me again.
You might have to get AT&T or something.
In this place, bro.
What kind of wireless you got? What kind of wireless you got, Troy?
It ain't mine.
What kind of
It ain't
Oh
his.
no, that's not
said.
good.
Enough said right there.
No.
Enough said. Hey, we're gonna
I feel your pain, brother.
We're gonna keep that a secret. We ain't gonna tell nobody, you know.
No.
Everybody watching on Facebook Live right now and on YouTube. We ain't gonna tell nobody. You know?
We feel your pain, dog. We feel your pain, bro.
Exactly.
Well, tonight,
anybody that feels my pain knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Tonight we have EW 1 hour before NXT 30. I know most of us are watching NXT 30 for sure, without a doubt. And then tomorrow is SummerSlam. Oh man, I want to thank you, VK. I want to thank you, Trohan, for being on the show, and always my co-host Tantilizingtonyleven. I appreciate you, my brother. What you got?
Before we go, I just got one thing to say. Since I haven't had a chance to do it otherwise, I figured on here would be the perfect time.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
I've been called many things in this group. The ace reporter, the company guy, as you will. But there's one thing some people don't know. I'm one of the admins in this group. Yes. But before there was a Mr. Stereo Dibs and a Stereo Dibs Incorporated, there was me. I was the one that told everybody what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and where. Nobody would be meeting anybody if it wasn't for me. Walter, if you hear me, you know this. James Blanton, you're not in the city, so you wouldn't know. Trust me, there's a lot of things that you don't know. I have connections that you wouldn't believe. I just play along for the role because, I don't like to give all my secrets, you know? So, I stayed back in the cut for a while. But it's finally time for the originator to come out in the open. If there's anybody that thinks they're going to steal Jared Dibs, BK's Tony, or anybody's Dibs, best believe you got to get through me first.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go.
Steal your Dibs Enterprises,
what
baby.
People don't know is I had Mickey James before a lot of people had her. I know how she rides a bull, okay? I have video proof of that, okay? I got JoJo. I think only one other person in this group has JoJo. I'm the only one that had access to JoJo. With who? Ray Wyatt. I don't see nobody out there doing what I do. Nope. So if anybody thinks from Walter Sylvie, James Blanton, even boy Brendan Fraser on down. Yeah, Brandon, I'm calling you out. Until y'all get on my level, don't come for nobody in the city that's incorporated. Because as of this moment on, today, NXT 30, Celia Dibs Incorporated just upped itself because I'm in.
Hey, Walter. Hey, James Blanton. Y'all heard that? Brandon Fraser, you heard that? Y'all can't say nothing. And let me tell you, what my man just said is the truth. How did I meet Sasha Banks for the first time? Trohan texted me on my phone. He said, "Say, bro, Sasha's gonna be at this place." And then guess who all was mad because they didn't get a text? Brandon Fraser was one of them. Daniel Francis was another. They were crying for like almost a year. Nah, but y'all won't say this and that. Want to try to be me? Nah, I give respect where it's due. Trohan was the one. That's where it started for me. Let's keep it real. That's right.
Hey, I want to say this, man. Trohan, I'm gonna piggyback off you a little bit, but I'm gonna say this right now. Me and Jared, we've been running things together before, and like I always say, I'm proud of what you're doing. I taught you the game a little bit and everything. But to those two gentlemen, and you know who you are. Plain and simple, I was running. Let me tell you something about me. I seen something on Facebook earlier in the week, and I know this man, Mr. Steve Dibs, was putting some sports takes up, a lot of them. But then all of a sudden, it's like, I don't want to listen to IE, such and such, such. You put Jared's name, but you put my name. I ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. I've been in the game 15 years, dog. I'm dealing with real life situations right now. You think I got time to put up sports takes right now? So plain and simple, and you won't talk about some, I think it was Orlando and the Bucks talking about Orlando got beat by Brother Martin. Well, excuse me, the Brother Martin player was one of the best high school basketball players that ever played, if you ever know that. So plain and simple, bro, if you're going to do it right. Do it right. And plain and simple, I've been in the game 15 years. I worked to get here. And plain and simple, when me and Gerald do what we had to do, I'm going to take what Big E said. 5 years, we've been doing what we got to do. We've been breaking barriers. We've been doing what we got to do to get where we need to get. And we didn't get there because of our daddies, and we didn't rush the field. So plain and simple, we're going to keep doing what we're doing because we are going to come back on there soon. Live on the underground. Oh, guess what? It's going down on Live on the Underground. Coming soon. And when I come back, it's going to be hard as ever. I'm telling you now, I love what I do, and what you're going to do is not going to stop us from what we do right there. And you ain't got nothing to do about it. So you can continue all you want to talk about me and Jerry, but at the same time, we're going to continue to do what we do, and we're going to let y'all continue to get fat on catering. Now, how you like that?
Boom.
Now y'all know.
Your turn, Tony.
Y'all know. Y'all know if Trohan gonna say his piece, and the Vanishing King gonna say his piece, and everybody gonna try to be Mr. Steal Your Dibs, everybody knows the Tantilizing one gonna look into the camera and tell you straight like this: you guys have messed with the wrong 4 black men right here, okay? You looking at black excellence in the quad right here, okay? Listen, it ain't about color, it's about character, okay? And some of you lack character. And I know it's all in fun and games and everything, but let me tell you something. Sometimes you'll cross the line a little bit. Sometimes you'll try to put your foot over the line. See, when you put your foot over the line back in the days, get your toe chopped off, okay? And I'm going to do it with the axe. I chop your foot off. You be limping like Kunta Kinte when I'm done with you. Okay? That's an old reference right there, see? So let me just keep it real nice and quiet and calm for everybody, because I'm not going to go yelling like I always do. My head's still throbbing, but I'm still here. The dedication that we have for MVS and for this little show we got and for wrestling, it shows how close we are as a family unit, all of us. And it's cool with the funny games, you guys making the jokes. Of course, if you take yourself too seriously, you never have fun in life. But some people, and I'm not going to mention no names because it's not everybody, y'all say these little things, you're trying to egg people on, and you got nothing to back it up. Anybody can be a keyboard warrior. But do you have the testicular fortitude? Do you have the je ne sais quoi? Do you have the light at the end of the tunnel? Do you have the voice for the voiceless? Can you speak without being spoken to? Can you look into the camera and say like this without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally? If you mess with Mrs. Thea Diggs, if you mess with VK, if you mess with Tron, and if you ever try to get along with Tantilizing one, we will shut your asses down. Now that being said, a program note, tomorrow for the Zoom meeting, I will be hosting it for the watch party. And in closing, I'm going to let my boy JB Jared, Mr. Steal Your Dibs, close it out. But remember this before he closes it out. This is all fun and games. And everybody has a plan until you get punched in your jaw.
And that, my friends, is a message from Steal Your Dibs Enterprises. And I'm VK Jones, endorses it for Steal Your Dibs Enterprises in MVS. Thank you.
We approve this message.
Oh, yes, indeed. Guys, I appreciate y'all being on the show, man. Appreciate it. It was fun. For my man, VK Jones. For my man, Trohan. For the Tantilizing one. Tantilizingtonyleven. I'm your boy, JB. The only Mr. Steal Your Dibs. Till next time. Peace.
Tomorrow, Zoom
Zoom party tomorrow. That's right. Yeah.
Zoom party.
Zoom. All right, cool. Later.